Hello there, friends and family. Welcome back to Duke of Haze Plays, but not really Duke of Haze Plays, but welcome back to my channel. I am Duke of Haze. It is good to see you. I'm starting a new series. Sorry, so many thoughts go on in my head. We're starting a new series. It's a supermarket simulator. A couple weeks ago, I uploaded a 2 hour long video, and that came after a string of not uploading. So forgive me, I just woke up, so my voice is a lot deeper than it would normally be. Expect it to rise more as the recording goes on. Um, but yeah, new series. I hope you like it. If you do like it, please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. I do have a sub goal of 160. I think we should just get started now because getting started is what's important. Also, I don't know. I'm again, this has to be community driven, but I feel like I don't know. The cameras don't really matter as much as they used to. I don't know, dude. But if people want the camera face cam back, you just let me know and I'll put it back on. That's the short and long of it. But yes, we'll delete this one and we'll start over. Just because that episode was, I don't know, I was out of it that day for whatever reason. I can't tell you why. Heaven knows why. But welcome to Supermarket Simulator. This game is pretty fun, pretty chill. The hardest part about playing this game as a series is trying to come up with commentary. There's only so many stories, excuse me, that I can tell over and over. But we shall make do. We don't have to start paying bills yet, so let's... Oh, right. The stupid delivery charge. Swindlers. But yes, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're surviving out there. These are trying times for all of us. And it's at times like this where we really need to unite. Latinos, other brown people, people of color, like, we're in the same boat. And poor white people, like, you're in the same boat as us. Like, the one benefit you get is that you're less likely to be, you know, charged with a crime when a police officer pulls you over. Which is, I don't know, you take what you can get, but at the end of the day, dude, they will build their dark empire on top of our ashes. Like, that's what they want. And I know this is just supposed to be a chill game about running your own store, you're playing store like you did as a kid. And that is fun. But I also have to inject a little bit of reality just because that's how we got in this mess, dude. They make your life miserable so that you want to escape the real world, and they're allowed to take complete control of it. And we still live in the real world despite, you know, our escapist tendencies, or our tendencies to give into escapism. Like, they're counting on that. They're counting on your misery to benefit them. So at the very least, we shouldn't make it so easy for them to take everything from us. Like, we need to fight back. Anywho, that's all I'll say about that for today, for today's episode. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I'm gonna get this recorded and then edited. 3.69. Thank you very much, sir. 3.69. Thank you very much, ma'am. Dynasty War. The first part of Dynasty Warriors is going up tomorrow. I would re-record that series. Let me apologize in advance that some of the commentary is blah. The audio mixing was terrible for the first 5 episodes. Now that I say that out loud, it's like, I don't know, man. It will take me so long to get all that stuff re-edited, dude. It took me like half of last week to get everything set up. I spent the last 2 days working on my custom thumbnail for this. Because, like, I didn't have to, but I wanted to, just because I couldn't find, like, you know, royalty-free clip art that looked how I wanted it to look, so I had to, like, hand draw a lot of the background stuff for that, and that can be very meticulous. Like, my hands were, you know, I'm 37, so, you know, I don't want to get arthritis. But my arthritis. Hopefully, you know, it's not for everybody. My humor is weird. It's just, that's who I am. So, you know, it's not for everybody, but for the people who do gel with it, vibe with it, you know, I hope you like it. Yeah, day 1 is pretty much the same across all new stores. Like, you pretty much have to sell. I usually buy the cheapest thing, which is the flour. Maybe there's this hidden strat to this that I'm unaware of, but excuse me. You get 8. Thank you for the exact change, man. You get 8 bags of flour for $6. The most expensive item is what? I think it's the cereal for like $30. You get 12 in there. So maybe it is worth more. I'd have to really stop and think about it. So you get 12 per box at 35. So that equates to like $3, give or take. Oh, look, it does. It tells you what it comes with. I didn't have to do the math myself. Good. Good. Be right with you. 3.69. Thank you. So unit price, I'm guessing that's like per box is what they mean. That I'm paying like $1 or $2.99 per box. I guess I'd have to see how much I'm selling it for, which currently I have it marked up to. I don't know. It's tricky because I could only afford one of them at the start, and that's like over half my money. Oh, for heaven's sake, dude. 7, 5, 6. Dumbass. I mean, you didn't hear me say anything, sir. Yeah, I only get 12. 12 times 5 is $60 if I sold them all. And I would still have to buy more because I'm sure I would have sold out. Like $5.95 times 12. It's closer to $72. But halfway, you know, after selling all of it, I would have had to pay another $30 to buy more. I don't know, maybe it evens out, I'm not sure. Ultimately, this is my go-to strategy. Buy as much of the cheapest thing as I can, and it'll basically fill my shelves until pretty much day 3. Like, I'll have this flour until... What did you give me, sir? Credit card? 3.69. Thank you very much, sir. I'll pretty much have my shelves stocked for 10, 5, 1, 20, 30. Thank you very much. Like, I might have to, you know, buy some more tomorrow. Like, how much, excuse me, did we sell today? 5, that's 9, 12, 17, 23 total is what we sold today. 3.69 so far, anyway. Exact change. Thank you, man. Thank you. Like, had I bought a box of cereal, sold it all, made the 70 bucks, then bought another one, that would leave me at 40. So maybe I would be at a higher amount of money. Assuming I sold it all. Like, that's a big assumption. Maybe I would have if it's the only item I'm selling. Who knows? I'm sure I could math it out and see. I'll probably, I don't, it's not that I don't want to stream, right? I'll probably delete, oh, you. Thank you, go to hell. Well, that's, you know, here you go, sir. You keep interrupting my train of thought, customers. As I was saying, yeah, I would, I don't know, how many of these did I sell? Like, let's be for real here. Like, this dude's going to town, you know, buying all this flour. Cutting cocaine, sir? Really shouldn't be doing that. Are you also juicing? You got that hot dog look, that boiled hot dog look going on. So 5, 7, that's 12. Plus 4 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. Plus 8 is 26. So I would have needed 3 boxes of cereal to sell the same amount. I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like this was the right decision. We shall see. I'll experiment on another store and see how that plays out. Okay. What do you want me to... Oh, right, I have to check out again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. This is day 2, so I'm not really required to have all the items in stock yet. Shit. But it's starting tomorrow. I think I'll have to buy all the stuff. I mean, you don't have to. It's just that, you know, the customers don't like the fact that you can sell something but you don't sell something. So they usually, for each customer that doesn't get what they want, you lose a store point. And you get 5 store points for checking a customer out. So, you know, 5 unhappy customers is enough to cancel out 1 happy customer. Huh. I overpurchased. Well, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. No such thing as super over purchasing. How many is in there? 6. So as soon as I sell 6, I can just restock it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal.
It's no big deal.
I need to find if that video is still up. It's a reference to. You see, when I was younger, in my day, I don't know, I guess we did have Shane Dawson, but I didn't watch that clown. I've never really watched a lot of those clowns. The exception being Kelly. Kelly was the one clown that was like kind of super popular when I was young. Shoes. Oh my god, Shoes. A lot of you may not even know what the fudge I'm talking about, but she was, oh god. She was quite popular in the early days of YouTube. For what she did too, I mean he's a he is dressed as a woman named Kelly, who's like a valley girl. I'm gonna get what I want. She sounded like Lumpy Space Princess before Lumpy Space Princess did. And even then, you know, Lumpy Space Princess is just a valley girl. She just has a valley girl accent. You know, that accent that they have in Los Angeles. A lot of those girls who, oh, sorry. Like, thanks for the money. Like, that's Valley Girl. Oh my god, somebody jizzed all over the window. And, like, he was, I think his name was Kyle Sullivan, something like that. Kelly, something like, Liam Kyle Sullivan, something like that. And, he was kind of like Eddie Murphy in the sense that he played all of the characters. And anytime I say it's no big deal, there's a video of his where he plays his own aunt, and the aunt is a lesbian, and they have to talk about how lesbians, you know, get down. And at the end of the explanation, because like her girlfriend is like this Spanish lady, and she explains it in Spanish, and at the end she says it's no big deal, and then he says it's no big deal right afterwards. A long ass explanation when I'll just have to splice in some footage if it's still up. I'll have to check Internet Archive if it's not. These shoes rule. These shoes suck. These shoes suck. Brr. Like it's... It would totally... I don't know. Probably not. You don't see a lot of people these days doing like their own sketches and shit. Maybe you do, and I don't know about it. Like, I'm totally speaking out of my butt when I say that, but... Excuse me. Speaking out of my butt when I say that. There are some. I was subbed. I think I might be subbed or was subbed to one. Dude's like around my age. That's kind of... We grew up during the era of sketch comedy, so a lot of us are... our humor is based off of absurdity and improv. I don't know how else to say that. Like when I was younger, SNL. Well, no, by the time I started really watching Saturday Night Live, they had already gotten rid of the really good ones. And even then, I wouldn't say like... I don't think Adam Sandler was all that great. A lot of the humor, like, you know, Chris Farley stole a lot of the scenes that he was in. Like, Chris Farley was great. And the poor dude never really got the appreciation that he was so desperately looking for. But, like, you know, like... He sort of carried that show on his back. A lot of those sketches, like... For me, what exactly do I find funny about Adam Sandler? Probably like nothing, if I'm being honest. Here we go. Yes, thank you. With the no, so Billy Madison is probably the only like one I really like. Like I grew up watching Adam Sandler films because my dad was a big Adam Sandler like fan. But like Billy Madison, it wasn't like stuffed full. It wasn't a typical Adam Sandler movie where like there was a crap ton of like secret advertisers or whatever. Like it wasn't like in your face with product placement. That's the word I was looking for. Product placement. Purchase product license. Okay, so we're pretty much done. Now it's the real deal starting tomorrow. The minute they tell you to purchase a license. Billy Madison, there was legit weird, funny humor in Billy Madison. Like absurdist humor, which is something I really can appreciate because, I don't know, that's funny to me, obviously. 262, 1, 2, 50, 62. Thank you, sir. It's funny and weird and like not the stupid the conditioner is better. Not so much that shit. Like my favorite scene from Billy Madison is like the lunch lady with the sloppy joes because it's weird and it's absurdist. It's like there's no reason for her to go out there, but she just does. Lady, you're scaring us.
Lady, you're scaring us.
I don't know, like that is funny to me, but not the stupid conditioner is better. And it's like that's just stupid to me. And like some people find stupid things funny, which you know I can't fault them for that. That it is what it is. But there's some really genuinely funny, weird things in that movie, and for me, it's the it's the lunch lady scene with the sloppy joes. I know your kids like them nice and sloppy. Lady, you're scaring us. Just like that shit's funny to me. What else do I really like? The scene where the O'Doyles drive off the cliff is freaking hilarious because their car literally slips on a banana peel and they're still saying the same shit without like being freaked out. And then they just fall off the cliff. That shit's funny to me because it's weird and different. Excuse me. Like, that's funny. Like, yeah, there were some interesting things going on in Billy Madison, in my opinion. Any more stragglers? Like, what came... I think after that was Happy Gilmore. I'm trying to think, like, what was really random about that. A lot of his movies are, like, you know, the not conventionally attractive dude ending up with a hot blonde. Like, that happens in a lot of his movies. That was in Billy Madison. The lady who played, was her name Bridget Wilson, I think was her name. Bridget Wilson, and I used to get her confused with Brigitte Nielsen, but Brigitte Nielsen is also another blonde lady, but she was Red Sonja. That's a movie from my childhood, but let's focus on one thing at a time. I knew that blonde lady as Sonya from the Mortal Kombat movie, the 90s Mortal Kombat movie. And she's in Billy Madison, and he wins the girl in that one. And then Happy Gilmore is another blonde lady. He wins her over. Wait, what am I doing? I think I'm trying to... Well, let's get one of each. Cutting it kind of tight. No, don't worry, we'll be fine. Yeah, absurdist humor is something that I can really get behind. That's why I say and think random shit, is because that's funny to me. And a lot of the times I'm entertaining myself so that I don't get bored, right? I mean, maybe I do have ADHD because... Excuse me. I got phlegm in my chest. Phlegm in my throat. Soon, yo. Okay, I can buy a couple more things. What are the cheapest things aside from flour? I know it's the pastas one. Then it would be the bread. Then the oil. Studio. Yeah, I can't buy the Choco Picks, so that's fine. Once we start getting cash, I'll quickly buy some and stock it up. Waterboy. There's some funny things in Waterboy that's random and weird. I can appreciate, like Coach Klein wearing... I mean, a lot of it is like, oh, it's weird because he's wearing high heels. The funny part about that scene is that the phone is disconnected. He's not talking to anybody. That part is what's funny. It's like in The Simpsons, whenever Joan Rivers shows up and her mic isn't connected to anything. In my mind, please, my daughter's not talented. That's funny to me. Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, the part where Coach Klein is distraught talking in the phone to his mother because that a-hole coach stole all of his plays, like, that's funny to me. I'm trying to think what else is really random from that. I don't know, the part where he doesn't understand what, like, you know, sex is, and like there's like a joke about how he sees a lot of guys and a lot of girls. That's because he literally sees them. It's a, you know, basic ass joke, but it is funny. I can't deny that it's... Now I don't audibly laugh at it as much because my dad used to watch those movies all the time. My dad, I'm pretty sure he was on the spectrum. He would obsessively watch like certain movies over and over and over. And that's kind of the way I am, to be honest, I feel, because we grew up around someone who quoted movies at us constantly, who was constantly quizzing us on, oh, what band is this? What band is this? So that was my normal. That's normal to me, to quote stuff. And like I said, I don't know if I said this. I think I said it in the episode that I recorded that I'm going to end up deleting just because the commentary wasn't great on that one. But I found other people who were just like me, people who also quote movies and shit, so I don't feel alone in that, because a lot of my friends do that. Well, I say a lot of my friends. I have like a couple of friends at this point. I have acquaintances more so than friends. And like I said, one friend, I'm pretty sure he only got back into contact with me to low key talk about how he lost his virginity. Because he called, like I said, it had been 2 years since we spoken, just because I noticed that he deleted me from like Steam friends. He was no longer in Discord, the Discord that I made. So it's like, I didn't ask why. I'm not really confrontational like that. I'm like, okay, I'll just, he wants space or he's going through something. I'll just let him figure things out. And if he wants to talk to me, he will. So, that didn't happen for 14 years. That didn't happen for 2 years. Sorry, I was saying the total there. It didn't happen for 2 years. And when he did, it was basically to talk about how he'd been working at the library, which I already knew because my mom also works for the city and she saw him. And she saw him at the bar. And 36 cents. So he told me that, which I kind of already knew. And he kind of let slip that his mom was like going to help him get a library job. I remember that. I remember him saying that specifically. 70, 85, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fudge out of here, sir. So he called me like kind of late at night. He was like slightly drunk, and he talked about how like just within the last month there was this like Irish girl that was a friend of a friend, and they were hanging out and they all got drunk, and then she wanted to, sleep with him, and he was still a virgin at the time, so he lied. And well, I mean, he lied by saying like, because she asked, well, how long has it been for you? Because that's what older people, I think she was like 41, and he's a year younger than me, so he's 36. 5, 6. And he said, oh yeah, it's been a while for me too. That's what he told me. And it is kind of funny to say that, I'm sure someone would want to know that they're your first time. I don't know. I'd be kind of interested to see what people think about that. As someone who's a 37-year-old virgin, I would wonder if people would want to know that, or if I should just act like I know what I'm doing. Which, I know this is a weird topic. All of a sudden, we've turned to a topic that nobody really asked for, but I also have to relate it to myself. Like, I can't judge somebody else without looking at what I would do. And I don't know what I would do, to be perfectly honest. Maybe I would. Maybe that would scare them off, but I don't know. At the very least, they would know something like that. I think I read somewhere that they would want to know that, but I might be crazy. People are different. Nobody is exactly the same. Interesting thought, though. Anyway, he said that to me, and then he talked about his friend who he's been trying to sleep with. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's... What could I possibly say to you? One thing I did say is that he has mommy issues. I just didn't say it that way. Because he's like so desperate for the validation of older women because his mom never encouraged him, validated him like that. So that's basically what I told him. But before that, he was like, sorry, I had to throw this detail in. He's like, I realized I'm just like every other guy. Once you have sex, you want it all the time. And I'm like, uh-huh. Like, I don't know. He has an addictive personality, so anything that gives him that rush, he's always going to want more of it. And you want another woman, and more, and more. But he was basically telling me that he lost his virginity to that Irish girl, and then, like, things got weird between them, and they went to, like, the local football game for our university, and He said, and then she said some other things to me, and he didn't really explain what that was, so I didn't ask him to elaborate. But then he told me the way the woman that he met the Irish woman through, I forget their names, and also it wouldn't be right to say their names because that's doxing technically. Um, but basically the Irish woman was a friend of a friend, and yeah, they went out and got drunk, and then he lost his virginity to that woman. 8.74. Thank you very much, ma'am. And after that had happened, I guess he's been trying to sleep with his friend who works with him at the library, I think, and he says, "Oh yeah, we would get, we drink together and we would make out and stuff, but every time I asked her to like go all the way, she would say no." And he's like, "I don't know why that hurts me so much." And he's like, "I don't know why it just hurts me so much when she denies me that." And it's like, well, I told him like we've known each other. I've known you for 20 years, and in that whole time, correct me if I'm wrong, you were never validated by your mom. And he's like, "Fuck no." And I said, "Well, because you found an older woman who sees you and appreciates you and encourages you. That's what you're attached to. That's what you're longing for. That older woman figure to praise you." And basically that, in shortened terms, in layman's terms, that's mommy issues. He has mommy issues, so anytime he finds an older woman who gives him the time of day and encourages him to do stuff, he's gonna be like super duper attached to that. Not quite an Oedipus thing, more so it's a mommy thing. Like, he didn't get attention like that growing up. He was like, I don't know what his life was like. I never really asked. Maybe I should have, but I don't know. I don't really have deep conversations with him like that. Like, I need someone to be mentally stimulating. Like, I can have a conversation with someone because it's back and forth. It's a dialogue. Dia meaning two. It's two people engaging in a conversation, and you bounce ideas off of each other. And with him, was never really like that. For a lot of the time, we spoke about video games, and well, that was pretty much it. Maybe we would talk about music every once in a while, but like, he's a listener, I'm a listener. We can both be listeners, but at the same time, like with my friend Jeremy, it's 100% different. Like, we're both quiet, but we can sit there and be quiet, like, with each other and not have to talk. And when we do talk, it's usually something that stimulates my brain. Like, he'll make me think about something, or he'll tell me something new that he's researched or whatever, And with age, I have us with, oh, well, I'll just bleep that out. I have to remember to beep that out. Future me. With my friend who works at the library, I feel like a lot of the times, like, I don't know, I could go on this whole long tirade, which I probably will. I just need to see what I need to buy first. Like, I'm pretty sure, like I said earlier, that he had somehow his mom helped him get that job. Like, his mom worked for like the local attorney general for our city, I think, or she worked for an attorney here, or she had some sort of connections. Excuse me, because years ago, when he was working at Domino's Pizza, he had told me that he didn't like it anymore. And of course, working in a fast food joint sucks ass. But he said His mom was trying to get him into the library or something. And that's all I remember. Like I didn't care at the time. At the time, I was still trying to really put all my eggs into the content creation basket. I was trying super hard to stream every day on Twitch, and yeah, I was starting to see mild success on Twitch when I was streaming Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That's what got me a lot of attention on that platform. And I don't know, people don't really stick, like, it's one of those, it's a double-edged sword, because people, if that's all they wanted to watch you play, they won't stick around for anything else. And I cannot play the same thing over and over and over again. I can do like one like it depends. Depends on what game it is, I guess, but like with Skyrim, you have goals, like something like a Skyrim, a completely open world where you decide when it's over, you decide what your goals are in those kinds of games, in the Elder Scrolls games. But KOTOR has a definite beginning and a definite end. And there's only so many times I can do it before it's like, okay, well, this is getting boring. Like, I'm bored. Yeah, sorry, I know I'm explaining about something that was not the topic. But, this point being, 2 years ago, I was really, really, really trying to gain traction on Twitch, and he was still working, I think, his Domino's job, and I remember him offhandedly saying that, you know, his mom was trying to get him a job with the library. That's what I remember him saying. And I have a pretty good memory, so he may say that nobody helped him, but listen, man, he didn't like reading. That's another thing that I was trying to get to. It's like now he's, oh, I love listening to my audiobooks, and I love, it's like, you didn't like that shit before. Like, let's be real for a second. Like, he has no identity of his own. He becomes whoever's around him. Like, I think that's why, like, when we would hang out, he was, like, quiet and reserved and really didn't talk much, because that's how I am. And I feel like he'll listen to people say things and then regurgitate those things, but, you know, as his own idea. Like, he's one of those people. I don't know how else to describe that. Because, yeah, he hasn't spoken to me since. Like, we were chatting, like, daily. We were playing, like, Monster Hunter, like, daily with each other, because I felt like playing Monster Hunter again, so I was. And, yeah, we would play together. We didn't quite finish. We got to Iceborne, and then, I guess, I don't know, we stopped playing, I guess. I never came back. He never came back to it, anyway. But it's like, I love to read. I worked at a library for a summer job when I was 18. I have good vocabulary. I know, I'm just bitter. I am bitter about the fact that I thought I scored what I thought was a high grade, because in order to apply for a city job here, you have to take an exam. And I got a 95 on it, which makes me think I literally just missed one question. And, like, not even, like, 3 days later, I think it was, I got an email saying, oh, we're sorry to inform you that you're no longer considered for the position. And it's like, oh, I really was hoping to get that, because I love books. I love reading. Ever since I learned in first grade, I never stopped. But it's like he's asking me for like, oh, you have recommendations from like Clive Barker. I told one of the people who came in today to check this book out, and it's like, yeah, but part of me is just like thinking in the back of my head, like, you're not saying that, you know, you got the idea from me, though. You didn't say that you spoke to a friend and the friend talked to you about this book. You act like you already know about the book kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those kinds of people. And he had told me that he has a lot of responsibilities at the library, and he's one of the people who's responsible for interviews. And he's really chummy with, like, the people in charge there. Like the, whatever, I guess, manager. I don't know what exactly she's called. She's not, like, necessarily head librarian or anything. I think he calls her manager, but again, part of me feels like you could have put in a good word for me, but I don't know. Part of me feels like he views me as competition. And that's why, oh, for heaven's sake. Who knows? It's the only way to really know is to ask, and it's, I don't know if it's worth the effort of getting angry and asking and talking about how, in my mind, he screwed me over, because there's no proof of that. I just have a feeling. I just have a gut feeling that there was some bullshittery behind the scenes. Well, that sucked. And a position with the library hasn't opened up since. I've been checking the government jobs website like once a week. I'll check it again this week. I don't think I've checked this week, but what a bummer. I really, really wanted to work there. I mean, I need income, man. Not to mention, I don't know, there's a whole lot of things. My brain wants to go in 5 million directions at once. The BS going on with the US government right now hasn't fully reached its zenith. Like, a lot of the bad policies are gonna screw a lot of people, working class people over, poor people over, haven't been implemented yet. So we're just waiting because the worst of it hasn't happened yet. And I say that to say this, you know what? How is the job market going to look as soon as a lot of, you know, government programs lose their funding? I just hope that, like, my mom still has a job. I hope that so many, not just my mom, but like everybody who relies on what little work they have right now to get them through. I don't know, there's lots of stuff to be worrying about. Oh, let me get more pasta. Oh, do I have some on the floor here? No. Be right with you, sir. But yes, he doesn't realize that he gives away a lot of things. And, like, I'm 99% sure that he said that his mom was helping him get that job. It's whatever. Like, I was so bummed and I was so happy too that because before I got like 77 on the other test, and I don't know what questions I was missing on that one. A lot of them are customer service questions, and those are like, you always answer how you want, what you think the employer wants you to answer. Like, you never answer those honestly. It's always, oh yes, the customer is always right. Yes, yes, yes. You tell them that, oh, don't be angry. Yes, we'll get with you right away. Let me help you. Doesn't matter how belligerent or crappy a customer's being, you have to pretty much take it. You know, it sucks, but that's really what they teach you in customer service jobs. At the call center I worked at, they told you, you know, if a customer's irate and they start getting angry and cussing and stuff, you have to politely tell them that, sir, if you keep cussing, I'm gonna have to disconnect the call. Oh, for heaven's sake, lady. And all that does is piss them off more. Like, these people don't know. I don't know, man. They don't get the human condition. They don't understand what it's like having to call, like, a student aid hotline and then to have them, like, bullshit you around. Like, bounce you from department to department because no one wants to deal with you. Like, the customer in question was looking for loan information about, like, what he owed or whatever. This is a real experience, so that's why I'm saying it, but I couldn't tell him that information because I didn't have access to it. Like, it's fine. I just gave her an extra penny, dude. Don't worry about it. 5. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it has to be that way. Oh, yeah. That would put me over. Anyway. Like, the dude was pissed. I could tell he was pissed. Obviously, it's not hard to tell when some people are pissed on the phone. And it's like, I cannot get that information for you. Like, I don't have access to it. And this is the, you know, the FAFSA student aid assistance hotline. That's what it was. If you've ever been to college, you'll know what FAFSA is. I forget what it actually stands for. Federal Aid something or other. I know I used to work there, but I don't remember, dude. The easiest part of that job was the part where you had to, like, basically learn everything, which is ironic, but that was years ago at this point. It's ironic that the easiest part to me was learning everything, and now I can't remember what it was. But that part was fun because it was like going to school, except I was getting paid to, like, go to school, basically. Because it's basic reading comprehension and having basic critical thinking skills a lot of the time. And I'm fortunate that I have those, right? Because I don't mean to shame anybody when I say that. Like, a lot of people don't have very good reading comprehension and critical thinking skills. Because I took a lot of different literature classes not really, I don't want to say growing up, but like as a core class when I went to university, English was part of it. So prior to that in high school, I took AP US history, and there they taught you how to argue points for essays and stuff. More specifically, like, for the AP exam. Okay, we're at 54 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I know that towards the end, who knows what I was talking about. I was talking about AP US history, and I was talking about reading comprehension and how working at that call center. Oh, yeah. It was basically, the point I was trying to make with that was, unless you've been there and know what it's like to owe the government thousands of dollars because of school and shit, like, telling somebody that if you keep cussing, and I'm gonna have to hang up the phone isn't gonna do anything to make your experience better. They're just gonna be even more pissed off at the next person they talk to. So it's, I don't know. It was, part of me feels like a lot of that shit was written by people who don't get the human condition. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, please consider subbing to me here. I'm at 151 subs. I'd love to get up to 160. I'm going to stop recording here, get this video edited so it's ready for tomorrow. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode.